Sometime within the last few weeks, Tashina and I shot a video and the audio was really bad. And it sounded like there was something wrong with the mic. And that was not a huge surprise because I think we bought that mic in 2014. So, 6 years old now. Anyway, so I wasn't super upset about having to buy a new one. But when I started to dive into it, it became this whole thing. And then I started not just looking into new microphones, but new lighting, and not buying new lights, but just kind of, rethinking how we light things for Tashina's videos for Logical Harmony. And I ended up actually switching lenses that we use. So I'll show you kind of what we changed in the studio, and the lens that I was using and the lens that I started using. And I don't know, maybe that'll be fun for you.
Oh, hi.
Hi there. Do you want to come with me? I'm going to show the stuff to the people.
Mm-hmm.
Are you being weird because you're not wearing any makeup?
Yeah, I didn't fully. I used a makeup wipe last night, so I still have eyelash residue, and my hair is a giant knot.
So it's not that you don't have makeup on, it's that you have makeup on from last night.
Yeah.
Okay, you can stay here.
Okay.
I'll go by myself.
Okay.
So we're still using the same mic. I forgot to mention that, but when we actually plugged everything in, the mic sounds fine. So maybe I just didn't fully plug in the cable into the camera last time, and maybe that's why we were getting some weird buzzing. But anyway, still using the same 6-year-old Rode video mic. And then we are still using the same main light here, but before it used to be horizontal and lower and closer to Tashina and a lot brighter. And I wanted to sort of, I don't know, just give a different, I just felt like with how we had it, it was so bright and so straight on that it gave sort of almost like a flat look, like there was no real depth to Tashina. And then the other thing that we're messing with is I have this light. I don't remember the exact name of it, but we ended up deciding not to use it anyway because I just didn't like the way it looked. But essentially what I was having it do is shoot down and throw some light over Tashina's shoulder and her head. I just don't like that light for it. I'm not really sure why, but I just don't. Also, I know it's kind of dark in this room, and so this video is kind of grainy, so forgive me. Let me show you the lens that we switched to. So, to get to this, I have to go under Tashina's desk, which is, a whole thing. So not only did we switch lenses, but we also switched cameras, and the only reason we switched cameras is because previously we were shooting on a Panasonic Lumix GH4, but we have 3 GH5s. So I figured since we have them, why not switch it up and get a little better video quality. If you want to know the video settings that I shoot in for Tashina, let me know and I can do a video about that too. The lens that we were previously using is this. It is a Lumix 12-35 2.8, and it's a great lens. Sorry, I have an itch on my face. I really love this lens. It has served me well for many years, and I will continue to use it. But because it only goes down to 2.8 aperture, I wanted to have a little bit more blurry, a little more bokeh'd out background for Tashina. By the way, these are just cheap foam things that I glued to cardboard. So I switched over to this lens, which is a Voigtlander 42.5. And since this is a crop sensor camera, it's like an equivalent of like an 85mm lens. And its aperture goes down to 0.95, which is wide open and gives a nice little blurry background. And then I'm actually adding in a little bit of a vignette to sort of emphasize that kind of darker background. Another thing I love about this lens is that where this Lumix lens is electronic focus, meaning this focus wheel doesn't have a stop or start point, it just goes to infinity. That means that every time I turn this camera on and off with this lens, when I turn it back on, I have to refocus. It's not a huge deal, but it is kind of annoying. So with this Voigtlander lens, it is not an electronic focus. It's, it's a mechanical focus. I think that's the term, which means when I turn off this camera and then turn it back on, as long as Tashina's still sitting in the same place, she's still in focus. Again, not really a huge deal, but it does make a little bit of a difference, and it does save a little bit of time. So anyway, that's what we use. I definitely don't think that you need to have as expensive as equipment as we have to be able to get great video and audio quality, but I like buying fun gear, so that's why we have it. I'm in my super messy gear closet. If you want to see more videos like this, please let us know. The whole point of this channel is to be more sort of behind the scenes of Logical Harmony and in our everyday lives. But yeah, if you have specific questions of stuff that you want to see, specific types of videos, behind the scenes stuff, let us know and we will create them.